Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Sunday, March 9th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with AEW Collision broadcast last night on TNT and Max and featuring matches taped on Wednesday at the Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento. In the main event, Daniel Garcia defeated Lee Moriarty to retain the TNT Championship. Momo Watanabe defeated Serena Deeb on the show. After the match, Watanabe laid out TBS champion Mercedes Moné, who had been serving as guest commentator. In the opening match, the team of Hook, Katsuyori Shibata, and Samoa Joe beat Starboy Charlie, Titus Alexander, and Jack Banning in the quick squash. In other results, the Undisputed Kingdom beat the Infantry, Hologram went over to Listico, Harley Cameron topped Tate Vic, and the Outrunners defeated the Premier Athletes. New Japan Pro Wrestling presented Night 1 of the New Japan Cup yesterday at Tokyo's Korakuen Hall. In Round 1 tournament matches, Gabe Kidd beat Ren Narita, Ryohei Oiwa defeated Chase Owens, Evil Pinota Tsuji, and Yuya Uemura defeated Sonata. Round 2 of the tournament is scheduled for today at Amagasaki. Turning to Mexico, the Mexican National Women's Championship changed hands on Friday night's CMLL show at Arena Mexico with India Sue defeating Sanely to take the prize. Sue becomes the 43rd holder of the title, which traces its origins back to the 1950s. The Friday night Arena Mexico show was an all-women's event with Zeus retaining the CMLL World Women's title against Persephone in the main event. AEW's Taya Valkyrie and Lady Frost were also on hand, teaming to defeat Kira and Skyday in the semifinals of the CMLL Women's World Tag Team title tournament, after beating Hera and Miss Olympia in the quarterfinals earlier in the night. And finally, MLW presented Intimidation Game on YouTube yesterday, featuring matches taped back on February 8th at Center Stage Theater in Atlanta. In the main event, Contra Unit defeated Matt Riddle and Filthy Tom Lawler. Also on the card, Golden Globe-winning actor and one-year wrestling veteran Paul Walter Hauser participated in a fatal four-way for the MLW National Openweight title with Bobby Fish, Akira, and champion Matthew Justice. The champion retained. In other results, Delmi Exo successfully defended the World Featherweight Women's title against Tara Zepp. Kushida beat Neon, Bombaye Fight Club beat the Andersons, and Okamura went over Ariel Dominguez.
And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page, and for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast, and remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, for daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the Wrestling News across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the Wrestling News. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.